I really do. I wish we lost this game. I really wish that Bellingham didn't score that 95th minute goal. Because if we had lost this game, it would have got this tournament over and done with. I would not have to be doing any more match reviews for England. I would not have to go through any more pain throughout this tournament. It will be done. Because, let me tell you, I'm going to keep it a buck. There is a 0% chance England win these Euros. There is a 0% chance now. So I would have rather we just lost this game, get it over and done with, get the pain, get the rant out now. And I don't need to talk about England for another few years. And, I don't need to watch a Southgate game for England in my life ever again. I was content with that by about the 80th minute. I was looking on the bright side, to be honest. Honestly, I couldn't give a damn that we won this game. I don't care that we're in the quarterfinals. Because what I saw on that pitch was, quite frankly, nothing short of a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. And if, as I said, I wish we lost, because if we lost it would have been such a reality check. It was a loss like this was needed. It's needed for this country, it's needed for those players, it's needed for this manager, for the FA, for the media. Hell, even, some of the fans, some of maybe even you guys watching, because I'll be real, we're going to have some serious conversations here, some uncomfortable conversations. These players are getting propped up by the media all the time, and they're quite frankly not that good. They're not that good. On that pitch today, Jordan Pickford, the only person who I can say, you know what, you didn't do anything wrong today. You did nothing wrong. Mainu, just because of the goal, Bellingham, I'll give you a little bit of a pass as well, those two. Everybody else absolutely shambolic, and as I said, these players are not as good as people make out. The media, the PR, the hype that some of these guys get is just simply not worth it. It's not worth it. Harry Kane, sure, you got the goal. I don't care. As I said, I really don't care. I'll talk about what the win means and all of that towards the end of the video. But for now, Harry Kane, that was not a captain's performance. Harry Kane has not had a captain's performance for England in the knockout stages of a tournament ever. Every single time we need him, we need this guy. He's got the armband on, step up, drag us to victory. You're the best striker in the world, apparently. You're one of the best 5 players in world football. You're the gem of English football. You've got the captain armband on. Every single time, what does he do? Nothing. What did he even do in this game? I didn't even see him play. Literally, the only time I saw him was when he missed a header in normal time, and then when he scored that goal. Absolutely abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. And I know some of you be like, oh, come on, Kane, he's not some guy who just gets the ball and just dribbles past 5-4 guys. I don't buy that, because I'll tell you what, when I watched the France-Poland game, the guy who had the captain's armband for Poland was Robert Lewandowski. They were coming up against the best side in Europe. They were 1-0 down. What happened? Forget about the penalty. Yeah, he scored a pen. I'm not even talking about that. Lewandowski throughout that game, if you watched it, he kept on trying. He was starved of service, but every time he got the ball, he tried to dribble past people. He tried to make something happen. He said, I'm going to try and galvanise my team and drag them to victory. I've never seen Harry Kane do that. I've never seen him do that. sure he scores goals, but on the big moments in the big stage for England, it's quite frankly overhyped in my opinion. Phil Foden. This guy, Premier League Player of the Season, the Golden Child. Oh my god, the amount of things I heard going into this tournament. Apparently this guy's the next Zidane, apparently people said. People said he's one of the best players in the world, Ballon d'Or contender, should be Ballon d'Or winner, according to some. Tell me one thing, one moment Phil Foden has ever done in an England shirt. Just name me one, please. If you can give me one great moment that Phil Foden has performed in an England shirt, in the comments below, I will give you £500 because you can't. Against any serious opposition, what has Phil Foden done for England? He's done nothing. Outside of that Pep system, which, I understand, right? He's been nurtured in that system for so long. He has freedom, he has great tactics. But what does he do outside of that Pep system when he plays for England? He does nothing. And again, I'm going to go on to Southgate. Southgate is the overarching problem. But I'm just addressing the uncomfortable conversations and the things that people maybe don't want to highlight, and people who put 100% blame on Southgate. As I said, Southgate has not all of the blame, he has most of the blame, but some people will just give these players a pass. In my opinion, that's not good enough. As I said, Phil Foden, sure you play under a rubbish manager, sure he maybe tells you to go out wide a bit, but for example, this game you pretty much played number 10, you were playing in this space here, which is where you play for England. Did you at one point ever get the ball and say, okay, I'm going to try and make something happen? No. Saka, same thing. Didn't do anything when he got the ball. When he was at a right wing at least. Absolutely nothing. Rice. Now Rice, here's the thing. When people compare Rice to Rodri, absolutely delusional in my opinion. Absolutely delusional. I'll tell you why. Because literally today proved it to me. Literally today was the day I was like, wow, okay, I see the problem. Now firstly, Rice, I don't have an issue with him. It necessarily is a good player. But in terms of the way, like as a DM, he's not a good DM. He's not a good DM. In terms of one of the main problems we had as a team in this game was we couldn't progress out the first phase. It was a lot of sideways, backwards, and we couldn't get the ball up the pitch to our front guys. That was our main problem. The reason for that is because Slovakia, with this front six, pretty much they pushed up high and they were pressing pretty good. So the guy who was dropping in, who is the guy who is meant to set that tempo, who is meant to help us break that press, is Declan Rice. That's what he was asked to do. And again, today showed me that Rice, that's just not his job. Now that's perfectly fine. That's, as I said, I don't think he's a DM. I don't think he is not the guy, in my opinion, you want to be going deep and progressing the ball, because we saw in this game, he doesn't have the passing ability to, when he's getting pressed, when his back's towards goal, to ping the ball to a Walker, to ping the ball to the fullback, to turn out of a press, or to play a ball and break the press. He's not capable of that. Every time he got the ball, it was, let me just play the safe option. And again, I'm not blaming him for that, because that's just not his game. Rice, every time he gets the ball, is just a couple yard passage. So yeah, that's a big problem, and that's a problem with the tactics, in my opinion, not necessarily on Rice, because as I said, that's just not his game. But that's one of my main concerns with this England team. Why is Rice the man who is doing that? Because that's not what he's good at. Rice should not be in this position here when we have the ball, because he's not capable on the ball to break that press and do what I said. Funny enough, the person to do that is probably Mainu, but Mainu has not been asked to do that. He did it a little bit in the second half, but by then it was kind of too late because Slovakia was sitting off, so it didn't even matter in the end. Alright, so I've gone into the players. None of those players, at the end of the day, none of these players take the game by the scruff of the neck, say, okay, give me the ball, and I'm going to dribble past 2-3 guys, and I'm trying to make something happen. I don't care that we're playing a rubbish system, I don't care that our manager is telling us to do something else. Just give me the ball, and I'm going to try and make something happen. If these players are as amazing as people prop them up to be, then they'll do it. But no one's ever done it, besides Bellingham for that goal, right? But look, as I said, the overarching problem is not the players, it is by far and away Gareth Southgate. The tactics are horrid, absolutely horrid. Alright, I don't even know where I want to start with this. Look, let's talk about actually tactically. So as I already mentioned, firstly, why is Rice the one trying to drop deep and help us break the press and progress for all up the pitch? As I said, that's not what he does. Rice is very much the guy who he gets someone else to get the ball, break the press, give it to him, and then he'll progress it even more to get it to the front guys. Anyway, that was our big problem, but look, this is the thing, this is one of the main reasons I think we're definitely not winning the Euros, is because in the previous games, and this is why I was concerned, in the previous games in the groups, we had a problem in terms of progressing the ball, in terms of creating chances. We were too slow, the intensity was weak, it was poor, it was very lethargic when we had all of the ball. The reason this was such a problem is because we came up against Slovakia today, who, particularly in the first half, they did it less in the second half, but in the first half, as I mentioned, this front six, they pressed us. And this England team were not used to it. They did not know what to do because of those group games where they're playing slow, very lethargic, side-to-side football. Suddenly when a team presses you and you do that, you literally cannot get out. You cannot get the ball up the pitch, because that is exactly what happened. We could not progress the ball up the pitch because, as I said, one, Rice was the one trying to progress it up the pitch. That's just not his role. But two, the way we build up was so slow, passive, exactly how we did it in other group games, but this time there was actually bodies up the pitch to block us from getting the ball up the pitch. So now we're in a situation where we can't create chances and we can't break down teams. We can't progress the ball up the pitch when we're playing low blocks like we did against Serbia, Denmark, Slovenia, as we saw. And now when a team gives us a semi-half press, we can't even break the press either. So pretty much we don't know what to do when we have the ball. Our only hope potentially of scoring is, like we saw in this game, a Bellingham wonder goal, or a team like just fully commits maybe, which we haven't seen yet, and there's loads of space for us on a counter-attack. Those are the only ways we're going to score. We do not know how to pass the ball, we don't know how to create any chances, we don't know how to beat a press, and we don't know how to beat a low block. So that's why we're not winning the Euros. And of course that's down to coaching, that's down to tactics, right? The back four, this is where this is where some people are like, oh, people are overreacting in the groups. No, because in the groups is where you lay the foundations, is where you lay the patterns of play, is where you pick the formations and the players to help you establish your style of play ready for the knockouts. In the groups, This time it's with their left. They don't even need to pass it with Foden. Trippier has to take the touch and then play it across to Foden, who's offside by then. This is down to Southgate again, because it's your goal. You called up Luke Shaw when he was not fit. It was a gamble. It did not work. You did not call up Ben Chilwell or another left-footed left back, and you decided to go for Trippier. Your goal again, and it has not worked. So that's why this is all on you for this not working. Also, absolute disgrace that this man here, Kyle Walker. Wait, let me not click on him. Absolute disgrace that Kyle Walker played the entire game, in my opinion, and absolute disgrace that he has continued to be big. Walker was abysmal. This is another problem because in the build-up play we cannot progress up the pitch because we have these four defenders and Rice. These are the guys tasked with building us up the pitch. Stones and they have a pretty good passing range. Trippier, Key, Stones, but they're not capable of just like easily popping a ball out of nowhere, right? Walker on the ball is horrific. He does not know how to pass the ball. He does not know how to attack. This guy is literally just a defender. He's a defender. He doesn't know how to go forward. Every single time this guy was forward in a crossing position, he didn't put the cross in. He never, ever, ever, ever put in the cross when he had so many opportunities to do so. And on the ball, as I said, passive, slow. When he got the ball, sideways pass because he doesn't have the capabilities of passing forward. How on earth did Trent Alexander-Arnold not come on for him? I do not know. When we're playing teams like this, when we're playing low blocks, Trent Alexander-Arnold needs to play right back. He does. Because he can actually cross. We would have actually created a lot more chances if Trent was here because Walker, as I said, was in some good positions to cross the ball. But he didn't do it. If Trent does that, we all know Trent's fantastic at crossing. We create a lot more chances. He's much better. We can, in the build-up, out of a back, we can get the ball to Trent, and if we get impressed a little bit, then we can ping that ball and get us up the pitch. So yeah, another awful decision. And what on earth was up with those substitutions? I mean, sorry, how is Slovakia making changes before us? Like, are you kidding? In the 60th minute they made changes. We waited to the 66th minute to make changes. Are you crazy? Like, what? You saw that and you didn't want to make any changes. I mean, I'll credit him one thing. In terms of he went for Saka at left back and then Palmer on the right. That was, a bold call. I mean, to be honest, it didn't really do too much. Like, Saka at left back didn't do much. But, he got another attack up the pitch and goal. Palmer was okay. But then after this again, look at this. He made Eze in the 84th minute. Eze in the 84th minute. And then 94th minute, you bring on Ivan Toney. Like, are you serious? I mean, to be fair, Toney did really well when he came on, but still. You waited that long to make changes and you didn't even use all your subs in normal time. Just absolutely stupid, right? Like, we're chasing goal and you're still not pulling on your attackers. You're still not. There should come a point where you say, okay, let's just lump on Toney. Let's just lump on Watkins, get some numbers in there, in the box. But he never did it. He never did it. And yeah, Southgate, he's just not capable of doing anything with us, and I have no hope. Well, we had one shot on target in 90 minutes, right? And that was a Jude Bellingham goal. First shot on target in the 95th minute. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Don't know why this doesn't show you shots on target, but yeah, there you go. 2 attempts on target, 2 goals. Absolute shambles. Absolute shambles. What I will say is Jude Bellingham, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic from him. Fantastic goal. Absolutely incredible. And he was someone who, I was saying before the tournament, if we're going to win it, he will be the guy because everyone else, as I already mentioned, they don't step up in those big Rose, that guy, who made a bit of magic out of nothing. So yeah, credit to Bellingham, fantastic goal. We are through, so look, it's not all negative, but as I said, we're not winning these Euros. I've seen enough from this team. How many wake-up calls do they want? Everyone was saying, oh, after the Slovenia game, the 0-0, after our border groups, this is where the game, the tournament starts for England now. That's lit the fire under them. We're going to get a changed England, we're going to be back. Then we get probably our worst performance. Like, it's literally getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse from England. It's just stupid. And we got Switzerland next. We're not beating Switzerland. We are not beating Switzerland because, as I said, we don't know how to cope when a team presses us, but we don't know how to cope when a team sits back. Switzerland will sit back. And in fact, Switzerland, out of all of the low blocks we face, they are actually one of the best teams in terms of sitting back and counter-attacking a team at this tournament. They are so solid defensively when they sit back in their low block. And then going forward, they have the weapons to hurt us. Slovakia, they had that break, but in the end, they didn't have enough quality on the ball to hurt us. Besides that goal, Switzerland have the quality to do so. Switzerland will knock England out, I am sure of it. And if they don't, then whoever we face in the semis will. If they don't, whoever we face in the final will. Guaranteed we are not winning these Euros. I don't have expectation, and as I said, I wish Slovakia won because, one, they deserved it. Full credit to Slovakia. It must have been absolutely heartbreaking for them to lose like that. But also, I wanted to just get it over and done with now because I'm going to be fuming when we lose to Switzerland. I will. So yeah, that's my thoughts on England. It was a long old rant, but yeah, I think it was needed. I needed to get that out of my system. We're done. We're abysmal. And yeah, let me know. Am I overreacting? I know we are through, but I'm just looking at the bigger picture. If that's something I've been trying to do this whole tournament, to really look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture for me is that we are not good enough to win this tournament. So yeah, I hope I'm wrong, but that's just the way I feel. Let me know your thoughts in the